Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Soul Sanctuary. We're going to be doing a podcast today, episode 10 of the Soul Sanctuary podcast. And with today's topic, we're going to be talking about stepping into your purpose. How many of us know we have a purpose beyond the life we're living right now? How many of us have taken the time to really feel life out? How many of us have allowed ourselves to become more familiar with the person that we are, asking why are we the way we are? A lot of what your purpose has to do with, it has to do with you and how you are right now. One of the things that I learned in a very difficult way, in a very struggle filled, painful way, is that everything about me was created for purpose. All of these little quirks that I have that make me feel ashamed of who I am, these little quirks that make me wonder, why am I like this? I'm like this because this is how I was designed by creation. And the way that you're designed by creation is a way that helps to make it easier to be who and what you're supposed to be, to live out your purpose. So, question: how many of you believe that you have a purpose that is profound? Like you can feel it, you can feel the gravity of you, but you're afraid to say anything. You're afraid to tell people this because people might think that you're full of yourself. People might think that, oh my gosh, you have narcissism, you're a narcissist, oh, you think you're better than everyone, and all of these other um, very shame filled thoughts. You are designed exactly as you are. That's not a mistake. You don't have um, quirks, quote unquote quirks, that are flaws. Okay. You have characteristics that sometimes you don't understand why you're the way you are. Sometimes the characteristics make it difficult for the people in your environment. And sometimes that's because these people want to be able to tell you what to do, how to live, how to exist, how to function. And if it's not in alignment with the truth of what you're supposed to be doing, then it's going to be something you're not going to want to agree to. You know, a lot of the times my purpose is expressed in a way that seems very salty, very sassy. Sometimes it can be described as very soft, very vulnerable. And if you really allow yourself to sit and listen to the things that I say, the type of messages that I bring, you can feel there's a gravity to it. And I hope this is not coming across. See what I'm saying? I was gonna say, I hope this is not coming across as though I have this overinflated ego, because I know I don't. I know I don't. So sometimes you will feel the gravity of what I'm saying. It will be the very thing that for me, it's no big deal. I'm kind of just giving my opinion, but for you, the person receiving it, if it's a message for you, you then begin to feel the gravity of it, like, oh my gosh, she suddenly just made my life make sense. I don't know that you're feeling that. I don't know why you're feeling that. Um, my purpose has really nothing to do with me trying to convince you of anything. My purpose is simply to exist and allow you to witness me in my existence without editing, without hiding, without being ashamed of not thinking like other people think. And it's a very simple purpose, but the way it's received when the person is ready, oh my gosh, it's profound. It is profound. And why is it profound? I'm nothing but a delivery method by many, many souls. These messages by many, many souls come together as one singular sentence. And as it's delivered to you, your higher self will be the very thing that helps you to personally interpret what I just said and apply it to your personal journey. So although it might seem as though my purpose is so profound and it's this huge thing and I'm going to quote unquote save humanity, no, I'm just going to exist as I am and be who I am and allow people to witness me. No more hiding away. How many of us think, feel, are convinced that our purpose has to be this grandiose thing that involves being a messiah of some kind? How many of us think that unless we are feeding the poor in third world countries, we're not living up to a true purpose? Like, no, I'm just being selfish right now. Are you? What if your purpose is strictly involving one person? Is that not enough? Is that not enough to um, be a crucial component of one person's life? And most people be like, no, I mean, that's just so basic. One person, I mean, what kind of purpose is that? But see, what if after you're gone, your life is done, this one person, maybe it's your child, this one person, years after you're gone, everything that you did finally makes sense. And suddenly they are ready to accept their purpose. And what if their purpose is to save the world? What if they are the Messiah? And honestly, I want to get away from the whole concept of a Messiah coming back. And it has nothing to do with some lack of belief in Jesus Christ. For those who are not familiar with the reality of me, I was born, baptized, and confirmed Catholic. I have an absolute belief in the existence of Jesus Christ. Okay. My work and what I do is not a contradiction to the existence of a profound, omnipresent, omnipowerful, omni-loving divinity. All right. I know some people will be like, no, you're a spiritualist and you are a new ager. Nope. I don't identify as any of that. Half the time, I don't even identify as Catholic. I see myself as simply a daughter of God, living my life, trying my best to be the best expression of the most profound truth from deep within me. I mean, is that purpose not enough? Is it not enough to simply be? And that's a complete sentence right there. Not simply be this or simply be that or simply be those and there and no, simply be. Is it not enough to just simply be? To be this beautiful expression of a truth that someone else is seeking. Ooh, I that gives me this warm fuzzy feeling inside, knowing that simply being myself, it's helping to further someone else's learning. It's helping to empower another person by seeing me simply existing. Ah, what a profound, profound purpose that is. How many of you have taken the time to try and discover what your purpose is? Do any of you have a feeling of what your purpose is? Please do comment it and let me know. Have you gotten to a point in your journey where you feel strongly, like very, very strongly, that you're supposed to be doing something? And the reason you haven't done it is this reason and that reason and all these reasons. why you're not able to do it right now. I mean, I say all of that really, really slow because, like to me, it feels like an excuse when I have all of these reasons as to why I'm not able to do it right now. I've felt and seen some of the things that I'll be accomplishing in this lifetime. I've felt and seen and been aware of these things since I was a very young child. Um, and to me, it's kind of like I just tell myself, like, it's just a story. That's just a story. I don't really know if that's real. I don't really know that. And I don't really know that it's fake either. I don't really know that I made that up either. See? So it's one of those things. And in the past couple of years, I, still seeing the same visions, the same potentiality of realities that I'm still in the process of creating. Um, I've begun to publicly share, this whole mission of creating a physical soul sanctuary, a place that's just profound in its existence. I was speaking to my members yesterday in our exclusive chat about like what will be the sanctuary, like what is the plan for that? Is it just like an apartment building? No, no, it's going to be structured just like an entire village where there's going to be areas where artisans of their craft, these masters of their craft, will be working cohesively with other masters of other crafts and will be teaching each other these things and living in such a harmonious way. It's just powerful. And I've known these things, these are part of my purpose. And I've known these details for many, many years. And I've beat myself up for many, many years because it's like, ugh, I still haven't done it. Oh, because I need to do this first and I need to do that first and I need to blah, blah, blah first. And the reality is, I didn't need to do any of those things first. I just needed the time to come to terms with the gravity of what I'm here to do. Because the reality of it is, this purpose that I'm aware of, well, portions of the purpose that I'm aware of, because I don't know the whole thing yet, it sounds so far-fetched. It sounds so grandiose. And I just feel like such a small person that, like, how could I ever? How could I ever accomplish something so big? Like, who would even want to listen to me? Like by society's standards, I don't have all the certifications and licenses and proper training, proper education in air quotes, um, to ever be, um, to ever be anything that anyone would take seriously. Yet here we are. Here I am being taken very seriously day in and day out, whether I take it seriously or not. I see the effect of my existence on people outside of me. And no, I don't feel like a messiah. I feel like someone who's been gifted with an insane amount of consideration by people who, I don't know if you should consider what I say, but is it for me to tell you that you're seeing me wrong? Or is it for me to just go through the process of accepting y'all can see something in me that I don't quite see yet? And when I reach the proper level of maturity, emotional, intellectual, energetic, spiritual, whatever it is, that I will then begin to see it. I'm starting to kind of see things for me, about me. Um, I still don't quite like get it. I don't. That's the honest truth. I don't. And because I question all of that so much, that's how I know when I make these statements of truth that are rooted in the truth as I know it to be. It doesn't come from a place of ego because I have no interest in being seen as something profound. I'm in the process of learning to accept My existence is just naturally profound. Because I'm able to see you guys and your existence and be like, oh my God, that's so profound. But for some reason, I'm not able to do it for myself, right? And that's okay. That's okay. We're all in a process of loving ourselves, learning how to love ourselves. And it's okay if you don't quite get it right now. It's okay if you don't quite know what your purpose is right now. You will. You are living your purpose without knowing it. Every single situation you live through, you are further cultivating your abilities, your understanding, your acceptance, your journey. Let's see. Let's take a look at everyone really quick. Let's see. All right. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. Sherry says it's not our place to decide how we help others. Sometimes a hello is enough for someone to have faith within themselves. Absolutely. For some of us, our purpose is to simply hold space for those who have been fractured by life itself, by their emotions, by their family members. Um, that's a very difficult purpose because it's very hard for many of us to not try and step in and save someone. How are you going to save someone from their life, from their learning? Can you? So, a simple hello, simply holding space, simply acknowledging their divinity and their dignity. Oh, that is powerful stuff. Let me just, sorry guys, I felt like I was choked up on the mic. uh, okay, let's see. Lisa Love. I still have no clue, just doing what I feel passionate about every day and flowing right now. I know it'll lead me there. Ah, I love that. I love that. This knowing. See, people think that your purpose has to be this thing that is like huge and you have to like calculate everything. Not necessarily. People think that gnosis is this huge thing as well, where it's like you've been baptized in some sort of ritualistic water and then you've burned the right candles and you have the right crystals, excuse me, and you have this and you have that. In reality, this is gnosis right here. What Lisa Love is talking about, like not having a clue, just doing what I feel passionate about every day and flowing right now. I know it'll lead me there. She's existing in a state of gnosis. She knows what she needs to know right now, which is it will lead me there. That I'm already in the process. I just have to go with it. I have to flow with it. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Moonrock says, I have no idea. Whenever I do try to see, it's like a big black wall that I just stare at. So I know you're not the only one that experiences that. That's not necessarily something bad. Um, what I found when I try and see things before I'm mature enough to understand, what ends up happening is I see a big black wall. It's just a blank. So that's what it might be. You might still be in the process of going through things in order for you to have the maturity. And it's not that you're immature. It's that this is requiring a higher level of maturity than what you're currently at. As a matter of fact, and I've told you this for many years, you are very 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 mature for your age and mature for people like double your age, you know what I mean? So it's, I know for a fact for you it's not a lack of maturity, it's an elevation of your purpose. That's profound. Let's see. Leanne says, I have a strong feeling that I'm meant to be a healer. Dreams are becoming more common in confirming it to me. Learning that I have to heal me first before the next door opens. Yes. See, one of the things that I also recognize as part of this journey that you're taking in order to step into your purpose, you want to make sure the toxicity and the wounds are contained and in the process of healing before you enter into the next place of your journey. Why is that? Well, because you don't want to bring that toxicity into the next place. You want to address it in the here and now. So that way it doesn't interfere with the next portion of your journey. It's not evidence of you lacking. It's not evidence of you being broken. It's evidence of you being aware that you are being prepared for the next part of your life. And it's probably the part where you become a healer. That's profound. That is something that many people struggle to see and accept. They see it as a negative for them. And I don't believe that at all. I don't believe that at all. I believe a lot of the things that we see as a negative, evidence of our negativity, of our shortcomings, is nothing more than an awareness, a developing awareness of how much more we are going to cultivate very, very soon. Um, Gaze says, I feel mine has something to do with teaching. I get a feeling of sheer joy when I'm doing it. Still procrastinating though. I've heard, and I kind of resonate with this. When you procrastinate, you're actually not procrastinating. It has nothing to do with time management. It has more to do with avoidance. Um, I felt like I had procrastinated for so long when it came to creating the soul sanctuary. And it really was this thing of avoiding it because I did not feel that I was uh, enough of a leader, enough of a teacher, enough of a, I don't know, powerhouse of some kind to be able to lead people. But the reality is this. I, this is hard to say. Ew. I'm a natural born leader. For some reason, ever since I was a child, people just follow what I say. That's why I don't like to talk much because I don't want to be responsible for the failure. I don't want to lead people to places of failure and pain. But have I ever done that? No. I don't lead people to places of failure and pain. I lead people and empower them in such a way that they can face the very thing that's causing the pain. And some people will rise up to that, some people won't. So, does that mean I've led them to failure and pain? No. I've presented them an opportunity to reach a higher level of positive disintegration. And it was a little too much. And so they decided to go back to square one, which is not a bad thing. It's not a weak thing, it's a realistic thing. Okay. So, procrastination is a major form of avoidance. Um, Maybe it's time to begin seeing what it is you're avoiding. All right. Rainbow Flame says, I have an idea, and in having that idea, I have been searching and seeking for more pieces, trying to understand maybe how. Ooh. So, Rainbow Flames, in that, have you found the pieces that you're seeking, or are you finding the pieces that you're seeking really already are within you? Because that's profound. Ooh, I love this, Lisa. Lisa says, yes, home is where the heart is. I'm learning to come home to self. Ooh, I felt that. I felt that in my high heart. I felt that in my high heart. Oh, I love that so much. Let's see. Ocean Lover says, I've always felt like I'm supposed to do my part to help uplift the collective consciousness. I feel most connected to it when I write. I feel I help to build the builders. Ooh, ooh, girl. Ooh, girl. I feel I help to build the builders. How powerful do you have to be? How powerful do you have to be the one who helps build up the builders? And the humbleness of the presentation of the profoundness of that. Oh, wow. Oh, I just love that. I love that so much. See, some people would think like, no, 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 ocean lover, you need to have a more profound purpose than that. You have to be out in front and center. Like you can't hide away. That's not a purpose. Oh, it absolutely is a purpose. It absolutely is a purpose. I would love to be that. I would love, love, love to be that. Oh, wow. Michael says you already have been. Oh, the gravity of what he said. A lot of my work is done privately. Um, the public really only ever sees like a single digit percentage of the work that I actually do, the ways in which I assist other people. The general public sees no more than 9%. I would say it'd be more like 3%, maybe 2% of what I actually do. And a lot of what I do is to build the builders, helping them build themselves. Um, and really, part of the only reason why I'm publicly visible is so that they can find me. That's all. That's why I'm like, I'm not interested in the analytics for how many people follow and subscribe and join. I mean, yeah, I say don't forget to subscribe and all of that. That's part of the outro. But in reality, like, I know I'm just publicly visible. So those who need evidence of the existence of divinity, you can find me. And when you find me, you get the evidence you want and need. Whatever it is you're seeking, you'll find it when you see me. And again, people who don't understand um, the way my purpose is structured, they'll think that that's a very ego filled statement. Not really. I'm here to serve. How can I serve my purpose in your life if you don't know where I am, how to reach me, that I exist? That's, and that's it. That's it. Let's see. What else have you guys found is your purpose? Oh, Rainbow Flame says finding that the pieces are within me and that it's a project within itself. Yes. Yes. Yes, definitely. Christy K says issues of emotions, honesty, perfectionist ideas, and self doubt. All of our life purpose is to understand ourself better and to experience life here, to learn. That's a profound purpose. You're profound. Your existence is profound, you guys. It doesn't have to be, again, I cannot reiterate this enough. Your purpose does not have to be something that involves being a savior. Like, that's the most ridiculous thing I have ever done to myself. This idea of I must martyr myself in order to serve my purpose because I'm here to save humanity. Like, no, no. Humans don't want to be saved. They want to exist. They want to experience peace. They want internal stillness, understanding, acceptance. They don't want saving. And the ones who want to be saved, do they really want to be saved, or have they just allowed themselves to be convinced that they are too weak to deal with their life? Hence, they need someone outside of them to save themselves. A lot of what society teaches us has to do with externalizing the solution It has to be someone outside of me that has a solution. It can't ever be me. Why? If we look at people today, people who are quote unquote spiritual, um, how many of you have a profile name on social media that identifies you as something outside of human? Do you have starseed in there? Do you have uh, Lyran? Do you have Syrian in your name? Do you have Pleiadian? Do you have all sorts of different identifiers that will help people to realize that you're not human? Why isn't it enough to be a human being? You're in a human body. I've lived plenty of profound lives, lives that are written in history books. I'm still just Emmie right now. And being just Emmie is more than enough. This existence, this life, it matters. You in your human form during this specific lifetime, it matters. It carries with it a gravity, a purpose. It matters. Ocean Lover says, my my Facebook name is High Priestess Starseed of all starseeds. Has that helped you to become? I know you're joking. Has that helped you to become more of a high priestess? You know, it's almost like this thing of when you give yourself this name outside or this title outside of human being, you're turning yourself and your purpose, your journey into some sort of caricature. It does not facilitate you learning more about yourself and your purpose. All it does, from everything that I've seen, I've been part of quite a few spiritual communities, and I see this day in and day out all the time in those types of communities. They're not bad communities, but this is what I see. This externalization causes them to have this insatiable need for external validation, right? And in order for them to be validated, it requires the likes and the shares and the comments and the kudos and the friends list. And, you know, it never takes long for someone who reaches the pinnacle, the height of it, to then become the very person that the community tears down. Humanity rebels against overlords. It's part of our history. It's part of who we are. Whenever someone reaches a height of power in that way and they wanted that power, it was their goal to become powerful in that way. 63% at 836. Inverted mirrors. Ooh, inverted mirrors receiving on both ends to create a stabilized foundation in the masculine and the feminine, the positive and the negative polarities, to lead to a point of merger for all of infinity. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. We have to stop making our purpose into something that is a caricature of who we actually are. It's not enough to play a character. It's just not. It's not going to get you to a place of self-love and self-acceptance. You'll see this play out on social media. These are the people who use characters that they play to reach levels of some sort of notoriety, some sort of um, celebrityhood, like semi-celebrity, right? Um, and then once they get there, like, what do we do? Because the things that people are into, they come in cycles. They come in cycles. They might be really into this topic for a couple months, And then, oh, we're done with that. That's so old school. I mean, that's so 2021. Oh my gosh, we're 2022 right now. We're here now to the right. We were in the left, now we're on the right. And if you're playing a caricature, you're going to have to change everything about yourself to remain part of what's in. Oof. Oof. Are you ready to be who you actually are? Because most people who change that, their stance changes. Whenever the audience changes, their stance will change because they're trying to hold on to the audience. That's not a purpose. That's an expression of an insecurity. If you watch videos of me from several years back, the way I communicate, the way I hold myself, the essence of me has changed. My message has not. It hasn't changed. I found videos of me from 2019. Actually, Leanne, she emailed me before a fire ceremony, and she was like, "I found an old video of you. You've come full circle." And I mean, it hit me in a different way simply because like there was no way for her to know. I was live streaming in my mother's bedroom, and that was a couple weeks after I had brought her back to California, moved her back. And that was also a couple weeks before she passed away. So my message has been the same this whole time. My attitude has shifted. You guys have seen different aspects of me, but no matter where I'm at within my personal journey, within my attitude and my perception, my message doesn't change. Why? Because it's my actual purpose. I'm not here to gather followers. I'm here to invite you to walk beside me, not follow me, not idolize me, not try and emulate me, but to recognize you're an equal and a reflection of me. You reflect back to me the things that are hard for me to see within myself. And what Leanne wrote here is she wrote, "Oh, damn. I just realized that most of my social platform names is only half of my real name. I share so little of my true self and everything. Yet here with you, all I use my true name." There's power in names. I've recognized that certain names, if a person has a specific name, I just can't. I can't. I can't with you. I can't. And it's not like they're all bad people if they have that name. There's just certain names we just not vibing. It does not take long for that to become toxic. You know, there's power in that, and that realization you just had. This is profound, profound. Many people don't know. So when I was on Facebook before, and I was really fighting this whole stepping into my purpose, um, I would consistently change my screen name, and it used to drive everyone crazy, all like 100 friends of mine, because I didn't want it to go over 100. And it was just this thing of like ensuring everything I do keeps me small, keeps me hidden, never using my name. And then one day I woke up and I could no longer avoid the unavoidable. That stepping into my purpose, that first step onto that hot wilderness soil. And I lost my identity for, I would say, almost a year. I didn't know who I was. When you are in a space, when you are in a store, in a building, and someone yells your name, someone, "Hi, Rhonda," and they're like, "Rhonda," you're going to turn immediately, right? Like, who's calling me? And I wouldn't respond to my name. The only thing that I responded to was mommy. You could call me by any of my 10 million names. Hey, we were conquered by the Spaniards. We have the full 20 names. That's standard, right? That's part of my culture. So, yeah, I have like 10 million names, and whatever name you call, I won't respond to it because it doesn't register as my name. But boy, oh boy, if someone says mommy in a store, like, whoa, 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 someone's calling me. I'm counting my children, like, someone missing? No, everyone's here. Who the heck? And it's another child in a different aisle calling their mom. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I was because it took me letting go of the person I was brought up to believe that I am before I had enough space within my awareness to bring home the person I actually am. Yeah. Emmie? That's a nickname. At first, it was a troll name. I have tons of accounts on Facebook. Yeah. At first, it was a troll name. If you look up Emmie on urbandictionary.com, that's where I got it from. Why did I pick Emmie? Because I didn't know who I was. And so I stopped signing my name on things. If I write you a email or whatever, I just put the letter M. And one day someone asked me who I was, and I said, M is me. Emmie. What does M stand for? So many things. All of those are valid. All of those tie into the purpose that I have, a purpose that I'm still discovering more and more of every day. Stepping into your purpose is the first step. There's no end destination when it comes to your purpose. Every circumstance you live through, every year of your life, your purpose will ripen. It'll enter into a new stage of being. It'll become something even more profound. It will become something that you are more and more able and willing to live. What do you think your purpose is? What life are you living right now? Because that's how you'll know what your purpose is. It has to do with the life that you're living. It has to do with the way you see the world, the way you interact with the world, right? I know because I have no problem being combative. Yeah, I don't know why I laughed. I'm sorry. But I'm not. I can't lie. I'm not sorry. Okay. I have no problem being combative if I need to be, right? I have no problem being a voice for other people. So I know that's part of my purpose. Part of my purpose is shifting the landscape of the human consciousness so that those who are just like me, AKA all of you, can exist in a way that's more authentic with less fear of retribution, less fear of ostracization, whatever. Yeah, that's part of my purpose. And see, I know that's part of my purpose because when people mess with me, it's very hard for me, like in real life. Um, it's very hard for me to say something. Like it has to be something seriously serious for me to say something about the way you treat me. Right? I'm usually very quiet, like, oh, okay. And I'll just quietly disappear. So I know that's part of my purpose. Oh, wait, what? Carmen says, I never liked my name, but since I started attending your live streams, I finally accepted my name as is. Ooh. So, does it have more to do with your name once upon a time being a representative of, or a representation of all the things about you that you didn't like? And now you're liking yourself more. And so it's not so bad. It's not so bad. And that's beautiful. Ooh, Sea Ocean Soul says, I don't feel that my name belongs to me. I feel very, very strongly that part of stepping into that purpose, into your soul's purpose, it will lead so many people to lose resonance with their name because their name represents their identity as it is. And most of us, our identity really is a whole bunch of other people's expectations of what they want and need from us. And so when you step into your actual purpose, a lot of that kind of goes away and you just don't know who you are, at least for a period. For a period, that's very common. I see that a lot where people lose their identity. They lose their sense of self. I've had many clients come to me and like, I mean, I don't know what's wrong. Something's wrong with me. I don't know who I am. And I'm over here like, yes. And they're like, no, it's bad. I'm like, it's not bad. This is the part of the process. You're entering into a space where you're gonna know who you are, but you have to go through this first. And after you go through this, you let yourself, my goodness, you're gonna step into a place of power that's so profound for you that you'll wonder why you fought it in the first place. We fight what we don't know. We fight what we don't know. So it's not you being difficult. It's you being a human being, which is not a bad thing. If it was a bad thing for you to be a human being, you wouldn't be a human being. If you are meant to be an alien in this lifetime, that's your purpose. You would be an alien. You would be a shapeshifter alien. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Be you. Be you. Okay? Um oh, this is a good question. Do you think our souls have a specific name? Yes. Yes. And it's not necessarily a name, it's more like a frequency signature. And the frequency signature, just like your fingerprints, it's unique just to you. It's unique just to you. And so, yes, that serves as like your name. It's an audible tonation. And I mean, I never thought of it as a name. I call it a frequency signature. Your unique signature is your actual name. So that I love that you asked that. Ooh, oh, look at this one. This one. Ocean Soul says, I was born with that feeling, wrong family, wrong name, wrong country. My life right before this life it was very intense, to say the least. It was very intense. And so I had a lot of karmic bleed over. And for the first half, about half, yeah, until I was around 20, the first half of my life, I felt that I was born to the wrong family, had the wrong name, and was from the wrong country. I remember because my previous life, right before this one, um, I was Japanese. I remember being a child, and obviously, I'm not Japanese in this life. I'm Filipino. Um, And I remember I would get really, really upset if people called me Filipino. I'd be like, I'm Japanese. I would get really irritated, like I'm Japanese. Um, and I would consistently ask my parents if they could just send me home to Japan, where Hello Kitty lives. And they always just thought that I was just being an extra child, because they thought that it had to do with Sanrio and because of my love for Hello Kitty. No, Japan is my home. Send me home, you know? And it's quite possibly that you're having a lot of karmic bleed over. And maybe a lot of that karmic bleed over has to do with something that it ties into your purpose. Like, first and foremost, the life that I lived was a life during a time where Japan occupied the Philippines, and their occupation of the Philippines was brutal. It was brutal. This is in the history books. It was brutal. They did a lot of brutal things. And it ties into me being born as a Filipino in this life. How? Well, if I had such a disdain for the Filipino people because that's what I was, that was part of my culture, to feel like Filipinos are less than me. I don't know if that's part of Japanese culture now, but I remember that. And so what had to happen? I had to live as a people I couldn't understand. If I couldn't understand them in that life, then I'll live a life after that that will help me to understand. And so now, being a Filipino woman, a Filipina, proud of her heritage, proud of her culture, I can correct some of that karmic load. That's part of my purpose now, to introduce to the world a version of Filipinas that is not submissive or docile, one very empowered, very knowledgeable in whatever she speaks about. Because I'm tired of my people being seen as what, a fetish? We're just a fetish. We're mail order brides. Is that what it is? Oh, we're caregivers, right? You ship us over to foreign countries and we will live as your nannies. Or even better, we'll be your underpaid, underappreciated nurse. It said something like, I think something like 50 or something like that, 50%, something like that, of the world's nurses are Filipinas. I'm not a nurse, nor am I a caregiver. There's nothing wrong with being those things. I'm a testament to the tenacity of a Filipino woman. I will be whatever the hell I choose to be, and you will not tell me otherwise. Because why? Because I said so. You will not dominate me. You will not coerce me. You will not do anything I do not give you permission to do. Why? Because I said so. And not enough of my Filipino women have that stance. Not enough. It's growing. The numbers are growing. And I'm proud to be one that is publicly visible. It's okay for me to know that I lived a life that was horrendous towards a people, and then I was born into the people that I was horrendous towards. Balance. Karmic load is being corrected just by me existing, empowering my people through my existence. Just by existing, I'm serving my purpose. That's powerful. That is powerful, to come to a point in my journey where I realize every detail of my life, every detail that I've lived, every detail that I will still live, it's leading towards something even more profound, even more profound. Let's see. Here to live like a lighthouse on the peninsula, standing tall, shining just enough light to help guide those adrift that are navigating their way home. That's a beautiful purpose. Beautiful, beautiful purpose. I used to live on a peninsula. That's a beautiful purpose. Thank you for that. Let's see. Let us see. If you carry a grandparent's name, is there any significance? Of course. A name carries the energy of the words. If you look at the gematria of it, it carries with it a specific energy. Like, for example, um, thinking of two or three people who have like incessantly stalked me, they all have the same name. I'm not even joking. They all have the same name and they all have the same belief. It's crazy weird. That's why I don't be playing with people who have that name anymore. I like, no, not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. If you have that name, I'm sorry, you got to change the name, or else I'm just gonna steer clear of you. There's power in a name. There really truly is power in a name. Uh, oh wow, Leanne. She remembers a lifetime in Greece. She beat herself up so badly until she realized just how much karmic load she's there to clear, being nothing more than her in this lifetime. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, colors magica. She wrote, "You see what happened to my name, Karen Christian Easter." Would you care to share a little bit more? I mean, I know, I know your story. I adore you, by the way. I adore you. Karen Christian Easter is the artist of my Oracle deck. This is her art. um, I adore you and everything you stand for. You have absolutely been a pillar during periods of deconstruction for me. I know we don't talk much, but your presence and your posts and your art, it always speaks volumes to me. It's the fact that you have the names that you have. Um, it's interesting to me. Very, very interesting. Um, let's see. Does our life purpose repeat in different lifetimes? I found that souls have a tendency to have several purposes. Let's like tossing a number out there, like five purposes, right? And in each lifetime, the level of importance for each purpose will be recalibrated. So, say part of my purpose is to liberate people, another purpose is to uh, tear down constructs, tear down schools of thought. Like I can't think of examples. I'm sorry. The five purposes. So maybe purpose one will be like at the number one mark, right? In a specific lifetime, and purpose two will be at the number four mark. It's not as important. It's still important, but not as important as number one. Well, in the next life, number one might be uh, number three. And what was number four is now number one. So it's like this recalibration. But you have multiple purposes in any lifetime. And I find that the purpose, it does follow you through lifetimes. And you'll have lifetimes where the purpose will be applied towards your learning and your learning alone. And then other lifetimes where the purpose is applied to the collective whole. So, whatever you think you're failing at, I'm sure you're not failing. I'm sure you are recalibrating and you are learning in a more nuanced way how to better serve whatever that primary purpose is. So it's just a lot of different job titles and duties that people think, they they think it's just one purpose. Like, I'm here to be a messiah. Have you saved yourself yet? Because if you haven't saved yourself, I mean, I don't know if you can be a messiah. And have you asked the people if they're willing to accept you as such? Because if they're not, you're not going to be a messiah again. So, things like that. I've always found the people who think they're some sort of messiah tend to be the most psychologically disturbed. So, Karen Christian Easter says, my name became a way to publicly shame people. You are such a grand cheerleader for me. So much empowerment that feeds my soul. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, I believe she is very much feeling the gravity of what her name has done, what's been done under the umbrella of that name, crusades and uh, atrocities that have been directed at indigenous nations, not just specific peoples, but entire nations, continents, and I'm not saying that anyone who identifies as that specific religion is bad. I'm saying the history of it, it's imbued, the energy is infused in the combination of those letters. And, that's a very, very heavy load to carry. Good thing you're so powerful. um, let's see. Oh, wow. Nikki. So, Nikki Brooks says, I've been away for a while. Find myself here today in this topic. Unicorn fish is gone. Well, you were never really a narwhal, anyways. You were never really a narwhal. You're so slim and trim. I feel like you went through a period of shedding, and maybe in that shedding, you've prepared yourself ever so beautifully to step into a purpose that you were custom created for. It's beautiful. Welcome back, Nikki Brooks. Nikki, oh my God, I found the name of the lifetime. Do you remember the story? Okay, I can't share this publicly. Do you remember the story from the retreat? What I remembered, what happened to the tribe? Found the name. And it turns out I remember the story pretty accurately. Oh, the gravity of that. Oh my gosh. Okay. Do I still sell my card deck? Okay, so we've been unpacking quite a bit in this current place that we're at, and I did find a couple more decks, a couple more boxes. It's not a lot. I think I want to say I found four decks. Don't quote me. I will load that onto the website, and once that's gone, that's gone. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm finally finalized. I have successfully trademarked Oraclair. So we're going to do an entire series. They're going to be rolling out, at some point. Yeah, I think it's part of my purpose to empower people and help them to connect with their intuition. Um, and oracle cards are a really powerful way for you to connect with your intuition. See, that's the thing. People think that I read cards and I'm like connecting with my guides and spirits and yada yada. No, no, no. Only thing I'm connecting with is me. I have raging ADHD, and it keeps me focused on what it is. It keeps me focused. And so with that, uh, I think it would really, really help other people to continue guiding themselves, continue developing their connection with their soul. And to do that with the cards is amazing. It's amazing. Um, well, he's gonna go and count and see, and then whatever amount we have, I'll load it onto the website today. He has to go count first. But yeah, Karen, we're not done. Colors. So Karen Christian Easter, I've known her for so many years as Colors Magica. It's just like magical colors. She uses colors in the most magic way. And I, that's even when I see Karen Christian Easter, I read that as Colors Magica. That's how it registers in my brain. That's the truth of your energy and your purpose, Miss Magica. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, I'm gonna work on it very, very slowly, very, very slowly. Each of the things are things that it just has to be something from even deeper within my core. Um, that first card deck was already a very deeply felt release of truth for me. Um, the next set, because there will be a series, it's going to go even deeper, and I'm absolutely confident that Colors Magica will be able to go as deep as I want to go. It's going to be profound. Trust me. Trust me. So you guys, do you have any questions on how to find your purpose? Do you have any questions on what to do about your purpose or anything like that? Ask me questions, y'all. Ask me questions. Ooh, ocean lover. I think that art for individual transformation and social change is very, very important. It really is. It really is. The expression of the soul using colors and textures. Excuse me. It's profound. Oh, I don't have it here. It's in the treasure chest. I have the originals. She sent me original paintings, and I put it in a treasure chest. I put it in a treasure chest. They're all like individually in they're all individually in sleeves. I love her art so much. Like y'all have no idea. I love her art so much. And I once we're in a place where it's like our permanent home, which I don't know when that's going to be, but once we're in a place long term for years on end, I'm going to frame every single last one and I'm going to have an entire wall of her art. I'm just saying. An entire wall. Oh, I do have a painting right there she gave me as a gift. Um, I definitely, so I gotta go get it. Hold on. It's just right there. It's just right there. Hold on. So I tell you guys, like it's her work is so profound for me. Cause I'm a little warrior. Hi. Oh, you grabbed it. I grabbed it. I ran and grabbed it. So I always keep this in the same room that I live stream in. And if you guys see me look over there, I usually have it right there. If you guys see me look over there, it's like this reminder. This is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking at. And if like, oh my God, all of like the textures to it, it just reminds me, like sometimes I'll be seeing red and I want to just be fighting with people in the comments. And I'm just like, no, betas don't always have to fight. No, just shh, right? Right? It's like I've already put my fins up. People already know. F around and find out. But I don't always have to just do what I'm triggered to do. Oops, hold on. Let me put this right here. So let's see. Um, okay. Moonrock asks, for those that don't know their purpose, what would you recommend they do to figure out the purpose? Um, I would stop and think about what you're really drawn to. Toss out this notion that it's not a valuable or viable purpose if it's not saving other people. Like, what are you drawn to? Um, you like to build Legos? Maybe it has to do with Legos. You like to paint? Maybe it has to do with painting. Do you like to read cards? Do you like to assist your friends? Do you like to give them advice? Do they come to you and you like how it feels to be able to help them gain clarity? That's probably part of your purpose. You're already drawn to the things that are part of your purpose. You just have to quiet your doubt in yourself. Your soul speaks to you clearly. It speaks clearly, but then your self-doubt causes all of these like interruptions, disruptions, interference, like all of these different things, and then you don't believe it anymore. By the time you consider it, you've already convinced yourself that you can't believe it. So I would definitely ask myself, like, what do I like? It's really that simple. The work that I do right now, this is stuff I was doing for free for my entire life up until about like 2017. I'm not even joking. The way I work day in and day out, that's what I was doing unpaid my entire life. Apparently, it's part of my purpose. I've always wanted to feed people. I've always wanted to house people. I've always been one who wanted to teach people, share information so they can feel empowered. That's what I do right now. That's part of my purpose. But because it seemed like, well, that's not a real job. That's not a real this. That's not a real that. I convinced myself that it wasn't my purpose. So it has to do with what you are already very much into, what brings you a lot of joy, a lot of sense of satisfaction, something you would do for free. But that doesn't mean you have to do it for free. Okay. So, Melissa A, do things become more effortless like when you have found your purpose? No. They don't become more effortless. It just becomes more understandable and more easily and readily acceptable. Like when I realized this was actually my purpose, the things that I do, I let go of this feeling that I'm just weird. People are going to shun me. I'm an embarrassment to family. I had to let go of that because, well, this is my actual purpose. I'm not possessed. I'm not trying to be some like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be something wicked. Like, I'm not a wicked person. So it hasn't become easier just because I found my purpose. It became easier after I accepted my purpose because I was no longer shaming myself and trying to hide it. I hope that makes sense. Let's see. What are the common cues for energy healers? Are there specific tells? Yes, there are. So, energetic healers have a tendency to feel other people's pain extremely viscerally. They will randomly experience other people's emotions, thoughts, physical sensations. For example, one day I was like at a dollar store or something like that. It was years ago before I ever let anyone know that I'm this weird. I'm joking. No, I'm serious, but I'm joking about the weird part. Um, I remember being at the dollar store, and the lady kind of had her hair like this, right? And she's ringing everything up. She's ringing everything up. And then I'm like, oh my God, why do I feel this way? Like I feel scared to go home. Like I keep looking at my clock, my watch. I keep looking like I'm going to have to go home soon. Like, what the heck? Why am I feeling this way? Like, I was starting to shake. I was so afraid. Um, and eh, she turns to me to give me the receipt and she has a black eye. And I'm like, oh crap. And she didn't say anything. She's just like, here's your here's your receipt, thank you. And I was like, is your shift almost done? She goes, yeah, it's almost time to go home. I was like, do you have to go home? And she was just like, and then I was like, no, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And I left. Things like that, where you experience other people's thoughts, emotions. You have such a sensitivity. Another thing that and they don't have to be in your presence either. They don't have to be in your presence at all. Another thing that I notice about people who are healers, and the more powerful the healer, the more intense you'll feel these things. Um, when someone thinks of you, you just know. You just know. You feel it. You think of them, and then you wonder why you're thinking of them. That's another thing. It's very, very difficult for you to watch violence, especially like physical type violence on shows. It is hard for you, like emotionally, to see other people struggling, suffering. It's just it hurts. It physically hurts. Um, Another thing that is a very telltale sign, when someone else is sick, it could just be a regular cold or whatever. Um, I'm like, do we still have those? It could just be a regular cold. And when they see you, um, you get sick, and suddenly their cold is gone. You've siphoned all the illness from them. Um, and you have to be very, very careful if part of your purpose is a healer, because you are naturally doing this without any thought or any effort. And if you're around someone with a terminal illness and you pull that in, I mean, that's not going to be very good. You have the potentiality of getting very, very sick. So there's just a whole bunch of different tells. I'm sure if you go online, you can find a long list of the different things that healers will experience. Healers also have a tendency to have fiery type temperament. It probably will take a lot to get that out of you. But once that's triggered, like, think of Aries. Think of an Aries Scorpio mix. Think of an Aries Scorpio mix. You know what I mean? Like, Aries can be triggered like that. Um, but see, they'll also dissipate rather quickly too, right? It's like this explosive reaction, and then reason enters, and they're like, okay, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. But Scorpio has more of that longevity with the with the anger, right? With the rage. You pair those two together, that's like a healer, triggered healer. So, you know, I'm pretty sure you already know that you're a healer. When you consistently wonder something, um, it has a tendency to be because you already know that it is, but you don't want to believe it. Yeah. Yes, this is good. This is good. Lisa says, I believe my purpose is a healer of some sort without owning other people's stuff per se. Taking ownership of someone else's disease and pain is not going to solve anything. It's like putting a band aid on it by ripping off your skin. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Eventually, they'll reject it, just like how the body will reject foreign body parts, right? Um, when you take in someone else's pain, you're not actually helping them to heal, you're masking the symptoms. Because so long as the mindset that leads to the emotions that then produces the symptoms is present, it will come back. It will be the same thing over again. So, yes, part of stepping into that role as a healer is first um, learning not to martyr yourself, learning not to take in other people's um, disease and toxicity as your own, because it will not help them. Like, in the long run, it won't help them. um You've been missed too, Nikki. It was your birthday, right? Recently? I don't know why I say that. Was it your Was it your birthday recently? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Oh, wow, Lisa. When my sister was dying of breast cancer, she was crying and grabbed my hand and said, I don't want to die. I swear I felt her heart break in two. I thought I was crazy. No, no. You literally felt her. You literally felt her. Oh my god. Because you were there. Oh my goodness. Is that why you never sat in the front seat? Oh, Nikki, she says on retreat, riding in van through Yellowstone, I cried the whole time. Still do not know why I was crying and why I couldn't stop. It was a release of past life trauma. That whole retreat was just a massive purging of past life blockage and trauma. It was good. It was definitely good. Okay, let's see. If you have the energetic symptoms of a healer but do not know your healing modality, how does one determine this? Well, what are you drawn to? Are you drawn to energetic healing? Are you drawn to emotional healing? Are you drawn like so emotional healing would be like a therapist, psychologist. Are you drawn to the shamanic arts? Um, you know, spiritual medicines, things like that. That's how you know the modality. I found that people who question a lot if they are healers on my live streams, it really has more to do with they're drawn to the system that I teach and they just don't want to accept that they're capable of working energy the way I work energy. And so what ends up happening is it's like, well, I don't, I mean to tell me that I can do what she does. You guys can. You absolutely can. So that's what I found. A large percentage, and there might be exceptions, obviously, but a large percentage of people who ask and ask and ask, it's because there's this huge part of them that is just struggling to accept that you literally can work energy in the same way that I can. And I don't know if maybe you've placed me erroneously on a pedestal or something. No, boo, get me off that pedestal. No, I'm supposed to be on ground floor with you. I feel like you already know the way in which you're supposed to help people heal. You just don't want to believe it because it's hard to believe that you would be so profound. No, you probably are so profound. All right, let's see. Oh, thank you, Alexandra. She says, love your system. It worked for me. Yes. And it was just a very quick instructional, very, very quick. And it created so much life altering change for you. And it has a lot to do with your commitment to it, your commitment to doing what needed to be done. And I mean, if you want to go ahead and share again some of your story and what you were using, what I taught you to do, please feel free. Like I feel like anytime you feel comfortable sharing that, like I feel obligated to let people know what you've been through and what you've helped yourself heal through. And mind you guys, I wasn't doing energy work on her. She had a mentorship and I gave her the tools to do it to herself. And she did. Powerfully, powerfully, the type of changes that she's made in her life are profound, profound. This is how powerful the system that I teach is. You don't have to have any other certifications, you don't have to have any experience, have taken any classes or anything like that. As a matter of fact, it's more detrimental to you and to your learning if you've been trained by someone else, because now everything I'm going to teach you will counteract everything you've ever been taught. It will completely negate everything you've been taught about energy work, about you, your truth, your capability, you know? So it's just one of those things. People are programmed without realizing they've been programmed to believe that they are not capable of doing the things that I know you're capable of doing these things. I know you are. I know you are. And you are just struggling to believe that you are. And, you know, we all go through our processes in that struggle to believe and accept that you are a profound being as you are. Um, you'll learn firsthand. I won't have to convince you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. She did that herself. So Alexandra wrote, she wrote, I was on oxycodone and oxy-IR for 17 years. And with Emmie's exercises, I got off them in a week. How's your pain level? I teach classes. I teach a certification program to teach you how to work on others. Um, I also teach every week, every Saturday. That's a Kokoro 33 membership. You can find that on my website, emmieevolving.com. It's emmieevolving.com. It's the Kokoro 33 system. But yeah, none of the doctors would listen to her. I was telling her, you can do this. You just need a little bit of recalibration. You need to be able to do it yourself so that when things become difficult, you know, because it's you're physically addicted to this. Um, you know, you're going to need to be able to support yourself. She did it in a week, in a week by herself. And I was over here like, oh my God, oh my God. I don't want her to be in pain. Oh my God. You know, um, it's just one of those things where I believed in her. Actually, I believed she was willing to endanger herself in order to do it. And I was just like, please, you have to promise me. You have to promise me. You know how your body feels. You know how these medicines work. You have to please promise me if you feel like it's going bad, please take a dose, go to the ER, whatever you need to do. This is a real thing. You can't do cold turkey. Um, but yeah, uh, you know, had I not stepped into my purpose, and she's not the only person that I've successfully helped with this type of struggle. Like, this is a very potent system. I was not taught this. This was not found in some book that I found online or in a library. I came into this life knowing how to do this. I know how to strip the receptors and I know how to cap them. You won't feel any type of lovely stuff that you normally would feel by taking substances that you're trying to quit. I don't even know how many people at this point that I have empowered them to change their life. And it's not that you had a bad life before, Alexandra. It's that you were ready to experience life in a different way and you just needed some assistance. You're still the same good person on as well as off. You know, it takes a lot for people to find their courage. And when they find their courage, they usually find me. And that's why I have to be visible. I'm nothing but a person who encourages other people. That's part of my purpose. But boy, is it profound, you know? And if you guys think that it's, it's not me being humble at all, I have an understanding of how powerful this work is. It's me being just absolutely humbled by the fact that people outside of me can see it too. I think it's harder for me to see the gravity of the work I do than it is for someone to see it because of that self doubt, because of that fear of what if I'm messing up? What if this? What if that? And what I found when you are working towards finding your purpose, those questions are powerful. They're powerful. The questioning yourself is such an important part of really cultivating your purpose with integrity, because it's in those questions you will always make sure you recalibrate yourself and remain in a place of neutral acceptance where you're not trying to prove something, you're not trying to disprove something, you're just existing in that center point filled with truth, filled with capability, potentiality, all of that. So, if you guys would like to learn my system, if you want to work on other people, I would recommend the Kokoro 33 certification program. That one is a potent AF program. Potent AF, potent. And with that, if you simply want to work on yourself, um, I do an ongoing program. There's no start or end to it. It's just every Saturday I teach class. That's a Kokoro 33 membership. Membership. Okay. I love that. I love that. Alexandra says, you helped me change my life. I'm stepping into my purpose now to help others. And the help that you'll offer them, Alexandra, is so potent because you already know when you guys have lived through the very thing you will help other people through, that makes you so much more important in their journey. It's one thing to have been trained by someone in the field of interest, and you've read the books and you've taken the classes. It's a whole nother thing to have been trained by your life. Your life is the most powerful way to learn and cultivate your purpose. So start living. Start being fully present. Okay. I Dr. Isamoto or something like that, right? Have you seen an experiment where if you speak to something in an encouraging and loving way, it will blossom? When you speak to it in a degrading way, it will become rotten. Encouragement is profound. Yes, words carry with it audible frequency. So yeah, it's true. It's true. My son, he plays the Ratatouille soundtrack for our plants, and they're blooming like crazy. He says they like the Ratatouille soundtrack. He plays it for them while he cooks in the kitchen. And it works. So, guys, I must get going. I'm going to head over to the membership. We're going to do our what do you call it? Our exclusive chat. If you'd like to be a part of that chat, go and sign up. It's right there on the screen, the soulsanctuary.love. There's still some time. I'm going to be going live over there in the members area around 10 minutes from now, 9 minutes from now. It's recorded, so if you come in late, you can still watch the recording, whatever parts you missed. If you are a member, everything is already set up. Just sign in. Sign into the member section. The soulsanctuary.love is where you guys want to go. And we are going to be talking about some seriously profound things. Okay. Very, very intense things. So if y'all could please give this video a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'll see you guys again very, very soon.